Sawadee Khan, hello everyone. My name is Abel and welcome to the Friday edition of Andaman News. On our program today, which is September 2nd, first coming up we have our local news, including tourist safety issues, which dominated the meeting of the councils and Phuket government on Wednesday. Then our special report features relaxing ukulele melodies for you on this Friday morning. We also have an interview with the organizer of the upcoming surf contest in Patong. And finally, we have the local weather forecast. But first, here is the local news. Tourist safety issues still dominated the floor during the meeting of honorary consuls and government officers in Phuket. Issues concerning safety for tourists still dominated the floor during the meeting of diplomatic consuls and honorary consuls with local authorities officers held on Wednesday at the Provincial Hall of Phuket. Many foreign envoy representatives took the opportunity to voice their serious concerns about tourist safety and press for authorities to take action. A few cases were cited and reported to the meeting, most of them involving tuk-tuk or taxis having arguments with foreigners or assaulting their passengers. The recent case of a German expat who was reportedly seriously injured by a tuk-tuk driver was also brought up among other cases. The British, Dutch, German, and Australian envoy representatives all insisted that victims of crimes or arguments must be treated fairly and with integrity. The police chief explained that if cases are concerned with foreigners, he would closely follow up the investigation and ensure fair and legal actions. The police also were asked that in any cases involving female sexual assault, a qualified female officer should be assigned to deal with victims. Police Major General Pikat said he had sent the request to Bangkok as they have female officers, but he had not yet had a reply. Present at the meeting, the Dutch ambassador to Thailand, Dr. Johannes Pieterlik, admitted that the EU countries' embassies have been monitoring Phuket for at least 1.5 years and are still concerned about the same issues concerning tuk-tuks, taxis, or jet skis, which involve tourist safety. He stressed this may prompt to new travel warnings. He emphasized that the embassy is willing to cooperate with police, the authorities, and that all parties have to rely on rules and laws of Thailand. The ambassador, however, pointed out that the discussion, concerns, and recommendations made by the floor, especially by honorary consuls who do not get paid to do their jobs, should be highly valued, as the discussion during the meeting was aimed at bettering Phuket. At the start of the meeting, the honorary consuls also pointed out that all topics of discussion and conclusion be listed in the minutes of the next meeting. The Phuket governor said he would make sure that the minutes are accurate in the future. Foreign envoys call for more police and better budget and equipment for Phuket. British Honorary Consul to Phuket, Phang-Nga, and Krabi, Martin Carpenter, called for the Phuket governor and chief police to send a message to the central body in Bangkok that Phuket police needs better budgeting, bigger force, and better equipment. His suggestion was backed by the meeting of the diplomatic consuls and honorary consuls with Phuket government on Wednesday. The issues were raised after a 2-hour meeting when discussions centered around tourist safety, law enforcement, and poor closed-circuit camera evidence when crimes or issues related to security occurred. Mr. Carpenter said the Thai consensus survey was carried out last year, so the budgeting and staffing should then be based on such data. He estimated that some 800,000 people are now residing in Phuket. The number of police, their budget, and equipment, such as CCTV, are not sufficient in Patong. The provincial police chief, Major General Pikat, said he just had a visit by a high-ranking police officer in Bangkok, and he is hoping that the request would be responded in a positive result. The Phuket governor said a budget needs to spend on other development and issues, as well as citing the example that he needs to spend some budget from his administrative sum to have CCTV cameras installed on prison walls in a bid to prevent narcotic drugs in jail. Phuket Police Chief respond to government's policy for narcotic drug suppression by ordering strict checks at all entries to the island. Over 100 police officers were deployed by the Provincial Police Chief Major General Pikat Thantipong for narcotic drug suppression and crime watch within Phuket City last night. The police chief said the operation is in response to the government's policy, which states narcotic drug suppression as a national agenda. The National Police then took the policy as an urgent measure to seriously tackle dealers and abusers. The operation is divided into 2 phases during September 1st to the 7th and September 8th to the 15th. Police officers in each station are also instructed to keep monitoring and stop the smuggling of drugs into the island, either by road, air, or ports. Phuket gets prepared to host the 6th Phuket Thailand Open powered by PTT Female Beach Volleyball Competition in November. The Phuket Thailand Open powered by PTT 2011 Female Beach Volleyball Competition has become a major annual sport event in Phuket and is to be organized for the 6th time this year. On Wednesday, Phuket Vice Governor Somkiat Sengkhao Suktirak held a meeting with related officials in preparation to play good host to the tournament. It is scheduled to take place during November 1st to the 6th, just the beginning of the island's tourist season on Karon Beach. The Phuket Director of Sports Authority of Thailand, Wirat Pati, confirmed that professional female competitors from over 30 countries across the world are to take part. They include Brazil, US, China, Italy, and Russia. The event not only spices up local tourism, but is also a great way to promote Phuket tourism as it will be televised live worldwide. Occupancy rates in Phuket were reported at 80% on average during this low season. Phuket enjoys the high occupancy rates during this low season as the president of Kata Karon Business Association, Somchai Silapanod, reports. Chinese and Russians filled up the market during the low season, shooting the occupancy rates to be 20% higher than the same period last year. He pointed out that the fruitful overseas roadshows by public and private sectors contributed to the rising factor. Mr. Somchai, however, expressed his concerns over the unpleasant and untidy landscaping for the island. He said he wants to see a review of the long-term town development plan for Phuket, particularly on the environment and landscaping. This includes advertisement billboards which obstruct pleasant views and hospitality personnel improvement in skill and language literacy, as Thailand is entering the ASEAN community in 2015. And finally, in local news, a new tourist attraction is promoted in Kura Buri district of Phang-Nga. Rubber boat rafting at Klong Nang Yon or Nang Yon Canal is a new tourism activity for those who are looking for adventurous holiday. The rafting activity is held on Tuesday by the Phang-Nga Provincial Tourism and Sports Office, aiming at promoting ecotourism and introducing a new tourist attraction amidst blissful resources. At this site, visitors can do rafting all year round. The rafting competition was arranged on the day to spice up local tourism mood and stimulate local participation. And that was Kun Chatnin Ayarak, nicknamed Jup, the organizer of the Quicksilver Surf competition. And here now is the weather forecast from the Meteorological Department for the day ahead. Today, we can expect southwest monsoon to prevail over the Andaman Sea and the southern Thailand west coast. In southern Thailand west coast, we can expect widely scattered thunder showers in 20% of the area, with southwesterly winds at 15 to 35 kilometers per hour. Wave height is at 1 to 2 meters and more than 2 meters in rainy areas. In Phuket, we can expect widely scattered thunder showers in 20% of the area, with southwesterly winds at 15 to 35 kilometers per hour. Wave height is also at 1 to 2 meters and more than 2 meters in rainy areas. In Kura Buri, we can expect widely scattered thunder showers in 20% of the area, with southwesterly winds at 15 to 35 kilometers per hour. Wave height is also at 1 to 2 meters, with more than 2 meters in rainy areas. Maximum temperature today in Phuket, we can expect 33 degrees Celsius. A minimum temperature tomorrow at 24 degrees Celsius, with sunset today at around 6:34 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow at around 6:19 a.m. High water today can be expected at 12:48 a.m. and 1:04 p.m., with low water at 7:03 a.m. and 7:17 p.m. And that is the end of our program for today and this week. Remember, you can always make any comments, suggestions, sponsorships, or contributions, even your videos for the program, preferably by emailing us at andamannews@yahoo.com or come and visit us at our NBT studio on Rung Hill in Phuket City. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Abel saying goodbye for now. Sawadee ka and have a nice weekend.